Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and Ting, inspireddisorder.com/Ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Risky Business from 1983. This is the film that I grew up watching, one of the few VHS tapes in my house. This was a movie that really, even though I was 2 when it came out, when I became 12, 13, whenever the hormones started kicking in, that's when this movie took on a whole new kind of life for me. This was kind of my early day childhood erotica. This is, of course, the movie early Tom Cruise, Rebecca De Mornay, who is somebody that I think formed. Rebecca De Mornay probably was responsible for the majority of women that I have crushes on, and just throughout my life, like that type. Kind of, I mean, she was a prostitute in this one, but kind of the bad girl kind of deal where she's got some balls on her, but also just gorgeous at the same time. But yeah, so I revisited this movie. It's been a while. It's definitely one of my favorite movies. Still holds up, I would say. Of course, the movie starts with a sex dream where it's Tom Cruise telling his friends. It's like this voiceover, but it's going through his sex dream and how he like walks into, I think it's his own house, and there's somebody taking a shower in the bathroom, so you get to see a naked girl, which is kind of weird. Like, I don't know how old this girl is supposed to be in the shower, woman, hopefully. But as a kid, when I was 12, seeing a naked woman was like, oh my God. But then revisiting it, she's like, I mean, she's attractive, but she's not like, if this movie were to be remade, she would be like, she'd be popping. It would be like a different, I think they would cast it slightly different, a little bit more exaggerated features in whatever they would cast today. But that was like early times where I would pause the VHS tape. Let's put it that way. So of course, he's going through the steam and ends up in class, and he's like late. I don't know. It's this whole thing where, it's the standard dream where your sex dream gets turned upside down. It's also a scene that I think inspired the poker scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin, where Steve Carell's character is talking about his or making up his kind of sexual exploits. Where this one, it's, Tom Cruise and his friends having a poker night and him telling his friends about this sex dream and like how these kind of stories, which I remember when you're a kid, everybody's so insecure about who they are that making up like stories and exaggerating events is just kind of what you do to try and fit in and like seem more interesting than you are, even though everybody's doing it. Kind of like Instagram is today. But yeah, so it starts off basically, and this movie has very much like the heart of a John Hughes movie in a lot of ways. Like this suburban kid, you're dealing with like age range similarities, kind of geographically they're located in similar places that a lot of John Hughes movies are, that Midwest suburban kind of feel. Kids coming of age. Tom Cruise is like in his senior year trying to be popular, and his parents are going out of town, and he decides there's this amazing moment with his friend Miles after the poker game that has this speech, this saying where he's like, sometimes you got to say what the fuck, which is an amazing kind of, it's one of those things like as a kid, aside from all the sexual energy that this movie had, it also had those moments of like kind of getting into my brain of like, sometimes you got to push through and do things you don't want to do and just kind of enjoy life. Kind of similar in a lot of ways to Fight Club, which this movie has in many ways a lot of similarities to Fight Club. I would say that Rebecca De Mornay's character is kind of the Tyler Durden, and Tom Cruise is kind of the narrator or the Edward Norton character in this. and she's taking him out of his comfort zone and making him kind of realize that he has this hidden potential when he doesn't give a fuck anymore. So it's similar. It's kind of weird how Risky Business and Fight Club, two movies that were big movies for me, for my life, how they kind of have similar kind of things where, especially for me, I mean, for growing up, only child, I'm an introvert, kind of fitting in and trying to find, that longing to fit in, never feeling like I do fit in anywhere, to like have these characters like Tom Cruise, who plays an amazing, just naive young kid, right? Like the way he performs in this movie before, because he has a turn where he gets the machismo and he gets his ego and he finally starts getting laid and he becomes the cool guy. But before that, he plays like the shy, kind of innocent kid to a T. To a T. His acting in this is amazing. Like, this movie in general is just, it's shot well. There's this first person scene that's like one take scene where he's like following his parents around before they leave to go to the airport, where he's like stoked that he's going to be by himself and like he's going to have this party, and he gets home and he makes like the strongest mixed drink. That time where you're like, finally I can drink at home, my parents, and you drink and it's like that he's making in a pint glass, he's making like 3/4 whiskey, or I don't remember what the alcohol was, but it was brown, and then just like a splash of Coca-Cola on top, and then the frozen dinner. Just great. So much of this is so great. But the story, it's like he his parents are out of town, so he gets an escort on the recommendation of his friend Miles. It didn't turn out. He got a giant black transgender escort showed up. Not exactly what he was looking for. Although the price was only $75 for somebody to drive from downtown Chicago out to the suburbs. So that includes cab fare and whatever time he's being charged for. $75. I guess prices have gone up since then. I would imagine. I would imagine just the Uber drive would be $75 nowadays. But then he gets hooked up with Rebecca De Mornay, who's his type, which is my type, which is, kind of that, especially in those days, that kind of petite, just gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Still gorgeous, Rebecca De Mornay. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, just a great kind of film. Anyway, but it ends where it's like, he learns, like, part of his character is like he wants to learn business, so he starts this brothel in his house while his parents are gone, and everything, of course, gets fucked up. But in the end, he's like, he learns how to do business. He's like smashes the interview to go to college because he was running the brothel when the college interviewer guy comes over. But because he didn't give a fuck, he ends up getting getting accepted into the college, and he gets the girl. I believe he gets the girl in the end. Maybe I missed that part, but it seemed like everything worked out just fine for Tom Cruise in this movie, which probably doesn't hold up. But the rest of the movie, I really enjoyed. The rest of the movie. It was a lot of fun. Joey Pants is an amazing pimp in this as well. But just a really fun movie. Risky Business. I own it, so I just rewatched it. But I highly recommend checking it out wherever it's available. Risky Business from '83. It is a fun one, people. Go to stationhousecoffee.com and Station House Coffee on Instagram for small batch, single origin, premium coffee straight from Vermont. Order your coffee now at stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Thank you to Ting. InspiredDisorder.com/Ting. Ting is the cell phone service that I use. Best coverage overall. They use all of the major networks, but low rates. You only pay for what you use. And now that you're not going out, you're at home, you could be saving tons of cash on your cell phone bill. So go sign up. InspiredDisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. Get $25 in credit for going through my link, InspiredDisorder.com Ting. Sign up now for new cell phone service. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork over at inspireddisorder.com and save 25% when you use coupon code RTS. Follow this show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!